What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole, this is Dude That's Fucked Up.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, baby.
How you guys doing? I hope you're good. We got a real barn burner for you today.
Oh, my God. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, my God. It's not quite yet when we're recording this, but it will be.
Yeah.
So happy 2021.
Wow.
Where all your
believe it.
hopes and dreams come true.
Remember when it was like coronavirus in 2020, but then the clock hit midnight in 2021 and everyone's problems disappeared?
Yeah, everything's fine now. Right?
Yeah, everything's normal and fine, and everybody's a billionaire.
Yeah, everybody got their stimulus checks, and now they're rich, and we're just going to keep getting them, and like everything's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
It's great. I love it. I'm so happy. I'm very fulfilled. I have a career.
Wow, that all happened?
My mouth isn't numb anymore. I feel young. I feel like I'm 19 again in my body.
Oh my God, I know. I'm like, all my joints feel very lubricated.
My skin is unwrinkled now.
Oh yeah. You guys, this is not a filter. This is my skin.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing any makeup.
Oh yeah, I just woke up like this.
It's like 6 a.m. No, it's not.
Yeah. I no longer get hungover from alcohol. Yeah, it's really
Wouldn't that be a time? Well, you guys, listen here. This is our first episode of the new year.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I'm into it.
Do we have any business to start off the year?
I want to thank everyone for submitting reviews. We just got like an influx of them today. And
I gotta read them.
Look in our email. They're very cute. Our little like chartable email had some new reviews in it. Really appreciate it. They're really sweet and kind and so nice and fun. So
oh my God, I can't wait to read them.
Someone has a girl crush on you.
Ooh.
Yeah. So hey, and then I said, "Bitch, back off. She's mine."
I'm
no,
for
it was
the
really
people.
kind. Yeah, Erin's for everyone. Also, if you didn't know, we have a YouTube channel. So not only can you listen to this, but you can watch us do this. It's YouTube /DTFU podcast. It's so fun. I also realized recently that I had some seaweed in like pretty far back in my teeth our whole 200th episode. So that's like a fun Easter egg.
What? I didn't notice that.
It's like super far back, but like when I saw like a clip I was editing to put on social media, and then I didn't put it on social media because I was like, oh no.
At least it just wasn't like covering your entire teeth, because that could have happened and it didn't. So.
That could have happened, yeah. But I was like, oh, that's fun. And no one would know if we didn't record this for YouTube, but we do that now. So it's just a fun little Easter egg. Go find it. 200th episode.
If you want, if you actually want to see Nicole's seaweed teeth, she's like old Greg, but
it was like that senator guy's tooth.
Oh God, don't bring him up anymore. It's too much. So disgusting.
Also, what's his name? It's like Taint.
It's Louis Gomert.
Gomer. It's like, of course.
Gomert.
Gomert. That's even worse.
He's like an extra from the Andy Griffith show. Like,
oh my
he
God.
is the worst. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, so that's go to our YouTube, go to all of the things. We got so many things. If you just go to our website, it's dtfupodcast.com. You can see all the options for, I don't know, looking at us,
viewing,
listening,
to us, viewing, following us on social media, all the things.
Yeah. We got so much fun stuff on there. Let's see. I think that's good for business.
I think.
I don't care. Let's get into this shit, all right?
Okay.
It's going to be so fun, you guys. But first.
It's so fun, yeah.
Do you have anything fucked up this week?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude, it's bad.
Oh, no.
I know. Okay, we did a cooking class on Sunday, a virtual cooking class, which was so fun with this like chef in New Orleans, and we made New Orleans red beans and rice and cornbread. It was so fun.
Oh my God, you guys, Nicole, this is her like holiday gift to me, and her and Pete's holiday gift to me and DJ. We did this class together, and it was the kindest, coolest thing. One of my favorite gifts I've ever gotten. It's like getting a gift of knowledge, especially cooking knowledge, is priceless.
It's
honestly.
cool. Yeah, it was fun. And also I wanted to do it, and I was like, oh, this would be fun to do together.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't like, we were doing it in tandem, but like we weren't all on the Zoom. It was just kind of like where you're watching them, but no one's interacting.
Yeah, it's like a virtual, like they just kind of roll through it, and they do it all the time, and they send you all the not all the ingredients, but some ingredients and like instructions ahead of time. Yeah.
Which we got today, by the way. I have to drop yours off tomorrow. So we didn't get them in time.
Yeah, because the mail's been fucked up.
Mail's been fucked up, yeah. And even though it was UPS 3-day, but whatever. It was just beans and rice, so we just got it at the supermarket. Mm-hmm. But it was a great class, and this guy's like a famous chef in New Orleans, like has had some of the highest rated like new restaurants the last couple of years, and it's just really cool. Well, he like in the prep video, he like cut an onion cool, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. So I did it on Sunday, no problems. Well, last night I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh no.
Last night I was gonna make some pasta. I was not drinking. I had not had nearly an edible. Nothing was happening. Not a drop. No, I was completely 100% sober, and I was cutting this onion, and it kind of got like maybe caught or something, so I like moved it harder. I cut the hugest chunk out of my thumb. It's like a pea-sized chunk of skin, and it wasn't like it wasn't a slice. I removed it, a full-ass chunk. And I was like, oh no. And I was very calm at the moment. Like I was like, okay, I just cut myself. It's fine. I'm going to run it under some water. And then I saw there was like a flap hanging off, and I was like, ooh. And then I like got a paper towel to like, and
it was like
put pressure on, and the chunk just like came off, and I was like, ooh. And then it just like wouldn't stop bleeding. I think it wasn't the kind of cut where you go to the emergency room.
No.
Because they can't stitch it. It's like the top. It's like
you just cut like a lot of layers of skin off at once, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a full like nubbin.
I didn't like cut into it. Well, it's like if you cut a pea in half, that's like the divot.
Oh,
it's like half a pea. It's like a chunk. I think it'll grow back. There might be a slight dimple there. TBD.
And it's on the inside of your finger?
It's like it's
thumb?
like right here.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, keep it
moist,
clean. Yeah, keep it clean. Yeah, let it breathe though. But still like.
Oh really?
I mean, is it still bleeding?
It's like liquidy.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening. I'm putting antibacterial Neosporin on it so that it's like clean. Mm-hmm. But I think I'll let it breathe a little tonight before I go to bed.
Yeah.
But it was bleeding. It didn't stop. I used like a whole roll of paper towels.
I would use breathable sterile gauze and stuff, right?
Yeah. I put gauze and then like medical tape on it.
Yeah.
And there's like a little hole. Like there's But oh my God, it was.
Yeah, just keep changing your dressings. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, keep it dry. I accidentally wet it earlier. That stung, so then I changed my dressings, as they would say. And I've just really been my own nurse. Pete offered to help, but that doesn't, it's like,
oh. Well,
it's like, what should I do? And I'm like, I don't know.
Like,
Google it.
Like,
I don't know.
Go away.
Yeah. Just like moral support. Just stand here and don't freak out about it.
Yeah.
Because then I'll freak out.
He's so sweet though. He's so just sweet, like, oh,
he helped, but
DJ's like that too. He's just like, what can I do to help? And I'm like, you can help me by getting the fuck out of my kitchen. Like,
yeah, do the dishes.
I'm
gonna go drink on the couch. No, it was fine. But yeah, now it's like, will it grow back, or is it gonna be like a before and after? Like, will my whole life be before I cut my finger off and then after I cut my finger off? We'll see. I I still have a full finger, but
I've done a good amount of. I've cut off like almost the entire tip of my ring. This ring finger.
Oh, and it grew back.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh, this will be fine. I think it'll be fine.
I was drunk and high at that time, so I deserved it. Idiot.
You didn't deserve it, but yeah, you probably shouldn't have been doing whatever it was you were doing.
Yeah, I was cutting a lime for my cocktail. That's what I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
So don't do that.
Don't do that.
My God.
I'm
glad you're okay. Just
me too. Oh, P.S. This was like earlier in the day. I was on a call and someone was like, yeah, I'm like staying home as much as possible because my brother-in-law is a surgeon, and he's like, don't do anything where you might have to like show up to the hospital, non-COVID related. Like, you just need to like stay safe and do your best not to come here.
Yeah.
And then I like go cut my fucking tip of my thumb off. I was like, oh great.
I mean, this is honestly the time where we need to start, like, if we get hurt, like, start like using the internet to like cure ourselves. Like,
yeah, like calling our like nurse and doctor, like friends and family.
Yeah, reconnect with those friends that went to nursing school. Like,
for sure. Put it on the internet, like fucking Reddit.
I know.
Just like start a Reddit.
Yeah, because no, don't do that. Go, like, if you have to go to the hospital, go to the fucking hospital.
Oh yeah.
Like, we had some friends just yesterday who their little girl bonked her noggin pretty hard on the coffee table and like split her head open, and they had to go to the emergency room, and it was just like so traumatic. Like, it was gnarly. And as DJ and I are like, oh, poor baby, like, and we're sitting with Jack, and he's like bopping around, and he just slams his fucking face into the coffee table. Like, he just like split his lip, and I'm just like, literally, we're talking about this right now. We can't go to the hospital right now, my dude. Like, chill the fuck out.
Here's some peas. Here's some frozen peas and some Neosporin.
He was fine. He just like bonked. He's just like head banging, bopping around. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Oh my God.
And he just bonked his lip. So I know.
Is that your fucked up, or do you have something?
No, I mean that it is fucked up. But my fucked up is that I got jury duty this week, and not this. Like, coming up in a couple of weeks, but I got it in the mail this week, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't think you'll have to do it. Well, we'll see.
I didn't have to do it, and this was months ago, and now it's in the worst part.
Yeah, that's true. The thing that is fucked up about it though is I've said before, I like jury duty. It's our civic duty. Like, it's very important.
No one wants to go right now. I don't want to go be in the same room with a bunch of people for hours. No.
Mm-mm. That's true. But the fucked up about it is that I just got my driver's license, like, for my California driver's license, like, a few months ago. Well, DJ got his right when we moved here. He has not had jury duty. He has not been called. And I am fucking pissed about it. What is that? And I just had jury duty in D.C. like before we moved out here, like right before we moved out. So like 2 years ago. No, like a year and a half ago.
That's rude.
It's very rude.
They need to like cycle through people more.
It's like they just like skimmed off the fucking new driver's licenses. They're like, oh, these people need to be initiated to California, but they didn't catch DJ and that shit. Come on, man.
Fuck that.
That's rude. That. It's very rude. I'm pissed.
That's rude.
But like, also, I'm gonna do what I can to.
Yeah, do your civic duty.
Do my civic duty.
But also, you're not gonna have to do it.
But also, yeah.
It's the perfect time.
Yeah, because you just had your jury duty summons like
a
couple months ago.
Yeah, I had it like at the end of October or middle of October, and it was fine.
Yeah,
nothing.
So.
They didn't use me, and I don't think any of that stuff. I mean, it is happening right now, but I just saw something earlier today. I mean, our lockdown's being extended in California. And then I also saw that there were kind of pleas to the film industry to stop all of their production.
Yeah.
because of how bad things are getting. And so I think in the next couple of weeks, everything will be like re-shut down, like fully, you know. So then maybe you'll just like totally be, or maybe what if they're like, oh, we're going to defer it on our side. So here's a new call time of June.
If they want to do that, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But anyway, yeah. So I just thought that was very rude of the California judicial system.
Very rude.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
let's see. Shall we do this?
What's going on this week? Let's do it.
Let's do this episode. And, you know, well, if it isn't another year.
Here we are.
It's time, I guess.
It's another year. Only I'm still the same age as I was last year because it didn't count. This year didn't count.
2020 didn't.
Nope.
It may have added years to your life because of stress, but we're not going to like factor that into your actual age. So
yeah, you tell people. In fact, take one off.
Take one off. Yeah.
I think for how much we've all been through, we get to Benjamin Button a couple of years.
That's right. It added years to your life, but it also took years off of your life. Like it's like you got both happening. So
yeah, good for you.
We're gonna ride that wave. But I was thinking. So this is my shower thought, and you guys just like bear with me through this very like deep thought that I had. So I was just thinking how funny it is that we've basically anthropomorphized time, like time itself.
Oh,
like we've ascribed traits and personalities to literal years, like because like 2020, for example, we're like she's a stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
we hate her, we hate him, he sucks, he's a dick. Like you know. And I think it's because we're just like we're humans. We can't help it. We do this to everything. We just can't help but put everything in our image. And so this is like kind of where my brain just started going today. And I really want somebody to write a Medium post on this, like about how it's a coping mechanism that we use in the face of hardship. And like I was saying, we can't stop calling 2020 like a messy bitch. Like it's just a thing that we're like doing to cope with the fact that it's so terrible.
Sure.
I mean, it is. 2020 was a messy bitch, and now we're pinning our hopes and dreams on 2021 like it's a Olympic athlete as a child that we see potential in, you know, where we're just like,
like it's like a 8-year-old gymnast,
and we're just gonna malnourish it and squeeze the life out of it. You know?
Yeah, or like figure skater, whatever it is. We're going to stunt its growth. We're going to hang on to it as long as we can. That's funny. I don't think 2021 is going to be much better at all. But
well, we don't know. I feel like I'm hopeful. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
But I'm also managing my expectations. So.
Oh yeah, next 6 months, same shit. At least the next 6 months, same shit as right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just thinking about that. And so then I went down a rabbit hole about so it was like, we anthropomorphize everything and we do it to time. And it's always been that way. It's not just a new thing. Mm-hmm. We've always done this. This is why the New Year's baby is a thing. You know, the New Year's baby, it's like representative of the new year.
Yeah.
So I never thought about this, but I put 2 and 2 together. And then I was like, oh, this is why a baby is the literal mascot for the new year. So I needed to read about it, and I went down a rabbit hole. And according to Wikipedia, the myth most associated with the baby is that it's the beginning of the year, but the baby New Year quickly ages until he's elderly, like Father Time, with whom I just spit everywhere. With whom he's often associated with.
Wait, like in the same night?
So yeah, like Father Time is like hanging out with like the New Year baby.
Okay,
or, like,
but they're the same person. It's like the Holy Spirit and.
So that's where I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? So, but it's the New Year baby is rarely depicted as any other age than a baby or a very old man. No in between.
There's like no like New Year's disgruntled teen. Like there's no like New Year divorcee.
Yeah.
Like 50-year-old divorcee.
Nope, never. That's what I feel like 2021 should be like a very angsty teen. I don't know.
It's like when Groot comes back in the second movie and whatever those movies are called, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Groot's kind of like a brooding teen.
And he's just like playing video games. Yeah, totally. Honestly, that you're giving me ideas about anthropomorphizing 2021.
Oh.
It's not going to start out great.
No.
But maybe it'll become something later. We'll see.
It could.
It's going to be more of the same of 2020. So I don't know. But so basically the mythology behind the New Year's baby is that it's like it's this little child, and it has characteristics of what it bears a strong likeness of key events of the year before.
Oh.
I guess. So like that was
no.
I was like, oh no, it's going to be really rough. This baby is not going to be cute coming up for 2021.
Oh no.
What do you think it looks like? I don't know. It probably has like a horn growing out of its fucking neck. I don't know.
Oh, it has like a goiter, and also it has that man's rotten tooth.
Oh, yeah, it definitely has a dead tooth.
Teeth, all its teeth are that.
And it's just like when the baby talks, it just like they fly out.
They're like they're like dancing all over the mouth. Oh my god, yeah, and it definitely has like it definitely has like weird. You know how babies get like the bedhead thing where like the hair goes missing? So it's just like it's just like patches of hair. It's kind of like,
and it's wearing like stained sweats from like quarantine like vibe, fucking Taco Bell nacho cheese all over it.
Yeah, it has like a nacho cheese mustache from like eating, even though like its teeth are all rotten and like barely hanging on, it somehow is still eating Taco Bell.
It has the riff raff fucking hair.
I was thinking, wait, what's riff raff?
From Rocky Horror Picture Show.
100%. 100%. Only it's not bleached. It's just like a natural color. And then...
Oh, yeah. It's like its roots are showing through. Like everybody can't go to the hair salon.
2021 is that baby doll head on the spider
from Toy Story.
From Toy Story. What are those things called? They're not
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like Ricket Rackets or
no,
something.
It's erector set.
Erector set. Yeah. It's like the erector set baby head spider.
Seriously.
Oh my god.
So, but the New Year's baby, it ages through the year, and then it hands its duties off to the next New Year's baby. Oh. So, and then it either dies or remains in the old man state and retires, I guess.
Like forever. How come we don't follow the baby's trajectory through the year? Like, what is like in the summer? Is it middle aged? Like
that's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking because so the stereotypical representation of the baby is it's always a boy. It's never wearing anything more than a diaper, a top hat, and a sash across its torso that shows the year he's representing. And it's always blonde. It's always white. Mm-hmm. And of course, that's what it is. This is the proof. Do you need any more proof that we live in a white supremacist patriarchal society?
Oh my god!
That this is how time itself is symbolized. Come on,
dude. It is. I'm going back, especially watching all my favorite like Christmas movies this season. Going back and watching them and being like, there are literally no people of color.
Yeah.
In any of these movies. Watching the Santa Claus, it's like in the background and stuff, there, you see like a black elf or whatever, but it's like, but where's everyone else?
Yeah.
Why we're in the North Pole? Why is everyone like a little white boy? It's very weird.
Yeah.
Well, it could be, this is all made up. It's like, this could be anyone.
It could literally be anything. You fucking idiots.
Dude, it's wild.
Well, these are the thoughts that come to me unbidden all the time. I need help. Please help.
No, this is normal. This is normal. And yours are very advanced, I feel like.
I get so far down a road and I'm like, I don't know. I need to know all of the things.
Yeah.
But speaking of bitch ass years, speaking of 2020 bitch ass year, do you guys remember Y2Que?
Oh my God, we do, because we're old.
But maybe you're listening and you're too young to remember, or you do remember and you haven't thought about it in literally 21 years. Or maybe you think about it randomly.
My God.
I know. Is it 21?
My God.
Yeah, it is. It sucks. Or maybe you do think about Y2K. You think about it randomly, like we do, like I do. I don't know if you think about it randomly.
It was a great New Year's for me. I think your parents were at the party I was at, and they were making out on the pool table.
That's so embarrassing. I did not need to know that. Ugh. But, like, good for them. They love each other.
Yeah,
it's
they
cool.
love each other. It was cute. And honestly, I shouldn't have been there. But I was like, I should have had my own friends by then. But I didn't. So it was fine.
Well,
it was fun.
It was a fun time. I remember listening to Prince. And, like...
Oh, my God. We watched his whole live concert at the house we were at. We watched, like, a full live Prince concert. And, yeah, 1999 played 1,000 times that night.
I mean, he literally wrote this song about the year 2000, so you have to play it. So if not then when, you know?
Yeah, it was 1999. It was then. Like, what's next? We don't know. No one knows.
It was like standing on the edge of a cliff and not knowing what was going to happen. Yeah, but I don't know. I think about Y2K randomly and think about how kind of funny it was at the time that people were freaking out about it. And I don't know. We started talking about it when we were deciding to do this episode about Y2K. And we were like, we got to dig into this. We got to figure out what was so crazy about it, what was so bad about it, what happened, where was everybody's brains at the time. Was it real? Well, if you think about it like we do, get ready because we're going to talk about it. But if you don't,
dude,
we don't care. We're going to talk about it anyway. So if you just have no idea what the fuck we're talking about or have a vague idea, but weren't following the news in the year 2000, I don't know. I was pretty much addicted to the news since I was a small child, which is very strange.
No, I don't think it's that strange. I think that was part of the culture is watching the nightly news with your family. It's
Tom
not
Brokaw.
anymore. Yeah, it's not anymore. But that was definitely growing up. The news was on in our house from 4 to 7.
Totally.
Yeah, and then we did.
Dinner. We'd eat dinner and we'd do whatever. And then in the morning you turn on the Today Show and they're talking about the internet.
Yeah.
They're like, what is this message board?
They're like, have any of you heard of AOL?
Yeah.
It stands for America Online, and we're going to tell you today all about it.
Thanks, Katie. I'm Bryant Gumbel. Those were the days. So simple.
I liked Bryant Gumbel, yeah.
I love Bryant Gumbel. Okay, so Y2K, the year 2000, there was a thing called the Y2K problem, the millennium bug, the Y2K bug, and the Y2K glitch, or just straight up Y2K, which was bopping around, pinging around in people's brains all over the news, which refers to events relating to the formatting and storage of calendar data for dates beginning in the year 2000.
It was the millennium.
Na 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 na. Great fucking album. So basically back in like the 60s when like computer programs were first made, everything was on everything was like in the 1900s basically. But they only had so much storage in computers. We didn't have the nanotechnology and all the things that we have now to process huge amounts of data.
Yeah.
And they didn't have that shit then. So they could only get data, like they had to cut corners basically.
Yeah.
So a way to do that was to only recognize a year in a computer program with 2 digits instead of 4. So if it was the year 1970, they'd only use 70. They didn't use the first 2 numbers in the year identifier.
It's like when you enter your birthday in and it's like MMDDYY.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's MMDDYYYY.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Because as computing got more and more prolific and used for more and more things,
yeah,
it started to become a mounting problem. So I guess, needless to say, once everybody started realizing like, oh, we can use computers to do all the work for us, we started doing that. And had not quite worked out the little snafu of only having 2 digits being recognized by all computers in the entire world. And the fear was that in the year 2000, when everything rolled over, computers would only be able to recognize the 00 as 1900, not 2000.
Yikes!
Big yikes.
That's not like a small problem.
It's like
that's pretty significant.
It's a big problem.
Yeah.
And those problems were anticipated. And many computer programs ran on the 4-digit years. And so it was like a kind of scary. And a lot of computer programmers and engineers were like, what the fuck are we going to do about this? And it was just one of those things where everything just kept piling up and piling up. But like when your room gets really messy and you just keep throwing like dirty clothes in a pile or even clean clothes. Like you should see my closet. Like it is like
I don't want to tell you. We can't even close our bedroom, or we can't even open our bedroom door all the way because there's just 3 laundry baskets full of clean clothes.
Yeah.
They're all Pete's.
But that's me. It's me.
It's not to say my shit isn't in a laundry basket on the other side of the room. It's just some of mine is put away.
Yeah. Well,
it's a lot. And then it's like, this is overwhelming. Yeah. And then I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And you just, and it was like to that point, and then it went 1,000 times beyond that because as computers became obviously the thing to use for literally everything, it was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We've made a huge mistake by not dealing with this ever. So, yeah, this is going to cause a lot of problems, as you can imagine. So, experts who had known about the issue since the 80s were like, there was like a couple people who like wrote books and like had, were sounding alarms. But it was just like, so nobody really understood what the fuck they were talking about. Cause it was like, what are you talking? Like, just figure it out. It's fine. You're the computer engineer. We're not. Like, just do it.
Figure it out, nerds.
You fucking nerds. Yeah.
It makes sense because it's like, and this is, I can't believe already 21 years ago, which is so insane.
Ugh, I know.
But, things were running on computer software and computers were coming way more prevalent, but in normal everyday life, you didn't really use computers. Everything big was still using computer software, like electricity and NASA and banks and stuff. They had started using computers. But if I think about my first job and stuff, everything was analog. We had a regular old cash register that printed out a tape. Nothing was a computer.
I remember using the the credit card thing where you like print it on the carbon paper.
Yeah. 100%. Like, and that was the time we were living in. It wasn't, our family didn't have a cell phone yet. Like, we had one computer that the whole family shared, and like,
and it was on the phone line, so you had to make sure that nobody had to make a call, and then you waited 30 minutes to get online.
Yeah, you waited for the dial-up. It was in the living room. You couldn't do weird stuff on that computer. Even if you wanted to go in chat rooms and talk to boys, it was. But it was like wait till no one was home.
It was in the literal living room, and you couldn't just like look at. Yeah. And any image that you wanted just like would download like
for an hour,
a pixel at a time.
Dude, I just spit everywhere. It took so long. Oh my God. If you wanted to play a CD on there, even that took a while.
Yeah.
Or a music video, it looked like a cartoon because it was so
rough,
pixelated.
But we thought it was tight.
Oh my God. I thought it was magic.
I remember the first time I did like a school project with like the Encyclopedia Britannica CD-ROMs.
Yeah.
Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was me. There was videos in there and so much information. I'm thinking about, man, my grandma had like a clip art card maker. Like you could design greeting cards.
I made so many of those.
I made so many cards, and I would give them to my grandma and my mom, my dad, my brother. Like I would just like make them and they'd be like, here you go.
I made this for you.
Yeah.
On the computer.
And it would just have like a really bad clip art, like heart on it or whatever.
Yeah. Very pixely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so people weren't like familiar with all this shit, especially in the 80s. Like nobody was paying attention to this. They're like, we don't use computers. You do, though. You fucking nerds like figure it out. So also back then, a lot of people realized like, yes, it's a problem, but it's going to be so much money and so much time and so much manpower to like fix this problem. Because it's like you're going through lines of code and having to change it. And and probably way more shit than that. I'm not going to go into any detail because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But, it was going to be a lot. So, so several, like I'd said, several computer engineers have begun sounding the alarm as they became increasingly concerned about the consequences of this calendar fuck up. And one computer engineer, his name is Peter DeJager. DeJager?
DeJager?
Peter
DeJager?
Peter DeJager. I think he's Canadian. I don't think he's like German or anything like that.
Oh, so it's Peter DeJager.
He had been screaming about it for years, and he
fair.
He worked for IBM, and he was like, "You guys, this is not good. We need to figure this out." And everybody's like, "Yeah, Peter, I don't care. Just figure it out." So he finally just got fed up, and he wrote a 3-page article for Computer World in 1993. Big time, big swinging dick shit, okay? And it was titled, quote, Doomsday 2000.
Oh my God.
And it was about the effects of the simple date calculations, like only using the two numbers.
But again, it was in Computer World, so nobody saw it.
Well, it actually was seen by a lot of people, and they were like, "Excuse me, did you say doomsday, good sir? My good bitch?" What?
Did you join that Facebook group?
No.
Oh, I did.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, so a lot of media outlets picked this story up and were like, we're going to do a story on this too, because you said doomsday. That's the magic word. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like in the future, it's like not right now. So we're just going to like hype it up.
Yeah.
But this article is actually a tipping point, and everybody started to slowly realize that, oh, fuck yes, indeed, this will be a huge problem. We should figure it out. So things progressed pretty semi-rapidly, I guess. He testified before Congress in 1996, and he really put the fear of God in all of these politicians. And it especially scared the bejesus out of one Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan of New York. Mm-hmm. And he wrote to President Clinton and was like, bitch, we need to lock this shit down immediately. And it was like it started like it was picking up steam.
Yeah.
So in his letter too, he was warning about not just like the information from Peter DeJager. He was he had gone deep on this and was like, there's this study by the Congressional Research Service that confirmed that each line of computer code needs to be analyzed and either passed on or be rewritten. So it's a big deal. And he, in his letter, he also said, quote, this is his warning in the like very famous line. He said, quote, the computer has been a blessing. If we don't act quickly, however, it could become the curse of the age.
Wow.
I mean, it's a little dramatic, but also, was he wrong?
Probably not.
I mean, look at where we are.
Yeah. Yeah, he was not wrong. Also, I think a big interesting point about all this is like everything was unknown. Like people knew it was going to be a problem, but they didn't know the degree or depth of like what it could, like the chaos it could cause, you know? It was like they knew we needed to fix this because some shit might go weird, but like we don't know how bad it could be, so like let's try and fix it.
Yeah, that was there was so many unknowns. They didn't know how if it would have a cascading effect with certain computer programs that would like shut like the grid to the city down or like restart the nuclear codes that nobody'd be able to like stop. It was like serious shit.
Yeah.
We'll talk
just
a little
like
bit.
all our rockets launch into space at the same time around the world.
It's like war games. Like that's because honestly, that was the only reference people had for this kind of shit. Like it was like Skynet was in people's head, war games, like all these things like and so they were like, okay, the computers are going to take over if we don't fix this, basically. And we'll talk a little bit more about like the specific fears that people had in just a little bit. But just to wrap it up here on the background of this, President Clinton launched his own council on Y2Que to coordinate efforts in the United States, while the World Bank-backed International Y2Que Cooperation Center worked to help other countries prepare for Y2K. So this was like a global coordinated effort to fix this problem. Everybody was coming at it very seriously and very like, dare I say competently, because everybody was working together.
Although I did watch a video with like the guy who headed up. I don't know if it was the DeJager guy.
No, it was I read about who it was, but yeah, I know.
And it wasn't the senator that was like red flag, but it was someone in the administration, and he was like, everybody like took it seriously, and Clinton basically gave him a secretary and an office and was like, don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And then he was in charge of like making sure there were task forces rolled out to. And like companies had support to like change all this shit. It's wild. Yeah, at first they were like estimating it would be like, a few $1 billion to like do this, and then it ended up being like hundreds of billions of dollars over the course of the next like 4 years or whatever. It's a lot of work, and I don't think computer scientists even were as sophisticated as they are now to like write algorithms to like go in and fix this. AI wasn't as advanced as it is today. So like today, if there was something like this, I feel like they could write software to go in and fix these problems, but they had to manually do a lot of it. So it was insane. It was very, very intense. Yeah, so everybody's on board. Like the entire world is working together. And in a 1998 speech, Clinton said that, quote, if we act properly, we won't look back on this as a headache. Or we won't look back on this as a headache, sort of the last failed challenge of the 20th century. It will be the first challenge of the 21st century successfully met. So like
let's do this right so we can just be like, oh, wasn't that crazy? And then move on.
Yeah, like instead of being like, oh no, this is like a big fuck up, we're going like, oh, we successfully met this challenge. And now we're moving on. We have a win to start. We got a W to start the new decade.
The new millennium.
And century. Yeah.
And therein lies the rub of doing something properly. And I know you're thinking like, but wait, we made it. We didn't explode. Y2K wasn't even that big of a deal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It actually was. This is where we don't really, it doesn't compute in our brains. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the pun. But
beep, boop, beep.
Because things were actually taken seriously and competent people took on a challenge and did the job right, shit actually goes okay when that happens. And we just, who would have thought?
Oh my God.
But however, in the middle of all of this, like while this kind of, all these task force are rolling out and all the global shit is happening, everybody's working together. Meanwhile, the media and other people start hot taking the fuck out of it. And then the damage is done.
Hot taking the fuck. Yeah.
and so the public begins to have this like very kind of, I don't know that people were misinformed, but it was just like the way that the information and the kind of like hype that surrounded it just kind of made people like freak the fuck out. And the expectations about what might happen were so unclear that people, their imaginations kind of ran wild. So they were thinking, well, when the clock strikes midnight on January 1st, 2000, some shit is going to hit the fan. So people literally started panicking. Conspiracy theories abound.
Oh my God.
And doomsday prepping begins.
Dude.
When you kind of like lead with the like, you want to get people's attention when you do a 3-page article in Computer World. So you have to include the word doomsday.
Like you actually want people to read this article.
So you need that sensationalism to kind of, get the people.
Yeah.
Get the attention of the right people.
You play your Bat Boy card. You have to do something salacious to get people's attention. So
you gotta. So
you say it is The Walking Dead.
But then when you do that though, it's a double-edged sword, and people are like, "But it's doomsday," and so here we go.
Okay, when we were deciding to do this topic, didn't you bring up the movie Office Space? Mm-hmm. Because in that movie, the plot is that they're fixing code, right?
Yeah, that is the whole point of Intertech or whatever.
It is Intertech.
Is it? Yeah. The company that the main character works for in Office Space is a company that is literally just rewriting code to
oh my God.
fix the Y2K bug.
Dude, what a boring, monotonous. Yeah, it was great. It actually created so many jobs and like industries were created, and it this is the thing too. It's like everybody was all hands on deck and they did as best they could, and who knows if they, who knows what would have happened if they wouldn't have addressed all of this. But people's fears far outweighed what actually happened. It's safe to say that. Like, there was no apocalyptic scenario.
Right. And that is because people did their jobs properly, period.
People did their jobs properly, and all the people who couldn't understand what was happening or didn't know anything about this stuff freaked the fuck out, and it was wild. And this is what I do remember about Y2K, were the fear, like people's fears, news reports, things that were going on in like stores and stuff. Basically, everybody thought that everything computer software powered would just stop working. Like everything would be shut down. And that includes things like elevators, medical equipment in hospitals, power plants, ATMs, banks, like the entire financial system, like stock markets, everything, planes, trains, nuclear weapons. Like people were upset that all of this stuff was just going to go like insane and cause problems, which, like, for me, I'm just like, why would you think planes would just, like, people thought planes were going to fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, why would you think that? Like, pilots are trained that if any of these things go offline, they can override it and, like, manually fly the plane, right? Like,
yeah, and, well, I don't know, what was the Boeing plane where that actually couldn't happen?
Oh, yeah, but that was
a computer glitch.
That was a computer glitch. Everything should be built from the ground up to function manually, and then you add software as, like, a helpful part.
Yeah.
But,
well, people,
that maybe is a good topic to talk about.
I know, it's
that was
fucked.
Wild. Yeah.
Well, yeah, people did think planes were going to fall out of the sky, though, because all of the, flight shit is on computers. But this is where people not understanding how computer systems and software and technology work with other analog things is, like, if you don't know what you don't know, and therefore, you're going to let your imagination fill in some of the blanks. But a lot of this stuff was people were not wrong about, like, the financial systems.
Yes. Banking, elevators. Like, the reason people thought elevators would stop working is because they thought that all of a sudden the software would think that it hadn't been serviced in, like, 100 years. And so it would shut down to, like, basically be safe. Because the computer would be like, oh, no, this hasn't been serviced in 100 years. Oh, no one should ride on this elevator for safety. But it could have trapped people inside. So and of course, like, ATMs, banks, all that stuff, like, yeah, it just things could have gotten fucked up in ways that we couldn't even predict or, like, account for just because of the dates not being recognized. But obviously, as we've kind of talked about, the biggest fears were driven by how, like, officials responded to this. So New York City issued a communication in 1999, like, leading into the new year, asking residents to prepare. And, like, they gave very, very stringent steps to have residents of New York City prepare for this. So they were like, it was like kind of like a mass communication type thing, like we've had going into the pandemic. And a lot of this is kind of reminiscent of where we were at the start of the pandemic. It's like,
totally,
everyone's freaking out. There's no adults in the room. No one knows what's going on. So they're just kind of spreading things that they think will be helpful, but actually are not well thought out. And at the end of everything is detrimental to society at large, which it's like, some of that stuff you just can't account for, but so they were like, okay, this is what is recommended in terms of preparing for January 1st, 2000, in case there is computer problems and there are various service interruptions. Keep a 3-day supply of non-perishable food, have, like, batteries, enough water, diapers, all that stuff. Make sure there's a non-electric can opener, because if you buy all these non-perishable cans of food, you're going to need a way to open them. Make sure there's a flashlight. You need a first aid kit. You need extra cash on hand. Do not wait until December 31st to go to the ATM. It might be empty by then. But also, if you're taking cash out, be discreet. You don't want a bunch of people knowing you have thousands of dollars of cash on you.
This is what New York State was telling people.
This is what New York State officially released to their residents. Keep copies of all financial records for the last 3 months of 1999. Like, you're going to be able to take it to the bank and be like, but see, I had this money. No one's going to care. Okay.
They're like, sir, this is a Wendy's, okay? Oh, I thought, is this the first interstate? No? Oh, okay.
Oh, is that? Okay, they said top off home heating fuel tanks before January 1st. Like, anyone living in New York City has a home heating fuel tank. I don't know what that is. We had radiators, ma'am.
Well, out in the country, though.
Out in the country. But then it's not New York City, you know? Maybe this was New York State. Who knows? Okay. Make sure you have extra blankets just in case things, all the heat shuts off because electricity's out. allow faucets to run slightly. You don't want pipes freezing. Know where you can go for shelter. Develop a plan to keep in touch with family members. And do not use gas-fueled, wood-burning, or liquid-fueled heating devices or generators indoors unless they are allowed indoors. You don't want to be burning down your house.
Or getting carbon monoxide poisoning.
In Y2Que.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And
Woo.
I feel like some of those some of the fears were warranted about electricity and heat and stuff. Like, they just didn't know because those things are on such huge, like, grids and such huge systems, and they're all being powered by software that, like, they didn't know if something was going to reset, or they just didn't know. So some of it is fair, but I just feel like, I don't know, it maybe was a bit much to, especially because the wrong people really, like, clung to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, as you can imagine, like, this was issued by the New York City.
Yeah.
Like, city officials issued these warnings, and so everybody watches New York when shit like this goes down. Like, hello, like we've been doing for the pandemic, because it is the most populous city in our country, and they're an example that we go by for a lot of stuff, for like mass casualty events, for if there's like storms. Like, this is like kind of what this was all rolled into one, but actually not knowing if any of this stuff would happen. So it's like they had to say something, but this, the way, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you do? I don't know.
What do you do? Well, and New York City, like, yeah, it's very populated. It is kind of like a trendsetter. And so they were trying to best prepare everyone as much as they could. Of course, everybody just, like, ran way too far with it. People thought, like, people thought the purge was coming. Yeah. This is, like, what I remember, too, is being like, why are people so freaked out about this? I don't remember being particularly uneasy that evening or even leaning into it. I was just kind of like, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
But I was maybe a little hesitant. Like, I was like, I remember the countdown and stuff and was like, is anything going to happen? Literally 2 seconds later, nothing had happened. And we're like, I guess it's fine. Okay, move on. Like, parents are getting wasted. Like,
also, like, midnight had already happened in other parts of the world, which would have been affected. So it was just like, you know, we're so like ethnocentric and so like jingoistic that we're the only ones that matter, that, you know, who cares?
You're so right. I know. Yeah, people thought the purge was going to happen and prepared for that, which, yeah, I mean, like, people were buying people were building Y2K bunkers. People were stocking up on guns, ammo, fucking, like, flamethrowers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, people were legit. Gas masks, I remember, were a huge thing being sold at that point. I remember.
Also, all of this is kind of meshing with 9/11 for me, too.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And also, it's like, I don't know how, right, yeah, it's like the terror attacks kind of brought this back up. Some people had already kind of prepared, because they had prepared for Y2K in this way, were like already prepared for terrorist stuff after 9/11. And, but I do remember seeing, like, ammo stores. There was, like, a gun and ammo store. This is, like, a weird thought, by Rosa Maria's at the bottom of the hill.
I remember that place.
I went in there with my dad a couple times. And I just remember, like, I do remember news stories and stuff about, like, oh, okay, everyone's stocking up on stuff to protect their families and blah, 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 in case anything happens. And it's like, I don't know that this is necessary, but, and it wasn't. People thought, like, maybe this is somewhat related, but obviously, like, mega churches and stuff started talking about how this could be the end of days, and that maybe Jesus was coming back, and, like, to give them your money because you won't need it, and really kind of like turning up the this is the rapture scenario type thing.
Yep.
And that was pretty prominent, especially with like evangelicals and TV Jesus people. And so that was a big thing. And then was something I thought was weird, but like people were very upset that their VCRs might stop working because the date thing. And it's just like, is that something you need to be worried about? Also, aren't we using DVDs at this point?
You know, the things that at least all this stuff was like electronic based and it wasn't like toilet paper like it is with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like
that's actually upsetting.
Well, I think like anything physiological, like that is the fucking reaction people have is to stock up on paper goods.
Yeah. Well, that's smart.
Yeah, because you don't want to be stuck without, your Sears Roebuck catalog to wipe your ass with.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have catalogs anymore. So, but in 1999 we did. So that would have been fine.
I would get my my Delia's catalog and my Limited 2 catalog if I had to resort to that for toilet paper. I would have.
Oh, 100. My mom's Newport News. Her Newport News catalog. Yeah, so that was, it was just, people were just kind of freaking out. But it's also like, why, I don't know why you need so much, like, guns and ammo. I also don't know why you need so much cash. Because I think in any apocalyptic situation, you don't need fucking money.
Yeah, dude,
money's useless.
You trade sex. You trade cigarettes and you trade, like food and water, like
and maybe weapons.
Money is useless because it's imaginary, and if we don't have the like financial system to prop it up, what good is it?
100%.
Like, come on.
Now I'm thinking guns and ammo were actually smart, and just in case it was the purge type apocalyptic situation. But money is stupid. You don't need fucking money.
No, that was dumb. Anyway, so what actually did happen? Did anything really bad happen?
No.
So, again, just going to reiterate this point. Because this was handled well as it could have been, no.
Like, people worked on it.
Yeah, people worked on it. Not very many bad things happened. There was a massive amount of programmers and IT professionals that just got to work on this, and they killed the Millennium Bug by checking, rewriting millions, if not billions, of lines of code. These people like fucking did it.
They did it.
We did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe. TJ and I were saying that today. We're so dumb.
Amazing.
And also, not only were people just like, not only was it just like manpower and people like coming together and doing this, the rest of the world came together. Best practices and solutions were shared between governments and businesses, and there were carefully constructed contingency plans put in place just in case. Like there were, remnants of things happening with other computer programs. And so basically when people woke up on January 1st, it was another fucking day. And it was fine. Yep. But instead of people being like, all right, yes, we did it, Joe, people were like, this is so dumb. Why did we get so worked up over it? Oh my God, what a hoax, what a joke. And people were like, just because it like they didn't get it,
instead we just like can't get a hold of this now because no one ever took it seriously.
Well, instead we have to do that and people are still dying. Yeah, so
true.
We have all the shit and none of the shrugging of shoulders. And so anyway, a lot of people believe that, quote, nothing had happened. And there were actually a lot of Y2Que related incidents. And these included problems at more than a dozen nuclear power plants, delays and millions of dollars of Medicare payments.
Oh my God.
Which people need to fucking live. It caused ATM issues worldwide and problems with the Defense Department's satellite-based intelligence system.
Yikes.
However, these problems were quickly fixed. And that is largely attributable to this, like, tons and tons of people that were working on this. All the programmers who spent so much time, you know, rewriting code, and they were on it. Like, they knew this was a possibility, that there'd just be like lurking issues here and there. So within the first like few hours of 2000, they were monitoring all these things and got on it. So
oh my God, good for them.
Yeah,
I feel like it's something like that too, is like you can only prepare so much for what you don't know is going to happen. And the other part of it is being prepared in a way where you can be responsive, like, and having all those people standing by, you know, like you don't know what's going to happen, but everyone needs to prepare as best they can. And then let's see what happens and then react to it. I feel like that's such a big part of how they were able to wrangle this in.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess it's one of the downsides of transparency. It's like, we ask our government and, you know, our institutions to be transparent about things. But it's like, why? Is it going to hurt or is it going to help? Because like, people are just going to think whatever they're going to think anyway. So I don't know.
There's so many dum-dums. Also, another like side effect of this, just a thing, Costco was insane. Like, okay.
You thought it was crazy this year.
Oh, no. Let's go back to December of 1999, which December at a Costco is already a fucking nightmare because people are stocking up on booze and meats and cheeses and all the expensive stuff that like you don't want to buy at the regular store. Oh my God. People were hoarding the shit out of everything at Costco. But it had the added element of like the apocalyptic feel. So apparently Costco sold hundreds of thousands of generators. Like, they were just selling out of this shit. And then the more fucked up thing is, like, 2 days after, you know, like January 2nd, 2000, everybody came back and was trying to return them.
And Costco's like, we're never going to financially recover from this.
Yeah. They're
Except
like,
they did.
What do we do? Yeah. And then they just sold them at a cost probably to like wholesalers or some shit. Yeah. And then this is just a fun fact. Guns, ammo, like guns and ammo, that's like one category. Dried goods and honey were some of the most stockpiled goods of December 1999.
Because honey doesn't go bad.
Yeah, honey doesn't go bad, canned goods. So people were like really freaking out and buying all that shit. I just thought that was fun. Yeah.
That is very interesting. My God.
What did people do with all that honey afterwards? Sexy stuff, probably.
Attract bears.
Oh, they attracted bears. Then they killed it for its pelt, and they ate the meat. And then someone told them 10 years later, just like in the Brendan Fraser film Blast from the Past.
Okay, Moira Rose Fraser. Oh, Jesus.
Dolce Gabbana. Brendan Fraser is coming to this event. That was like a fun joke I used to do with my friends in New York.
Fun.
Anyway.
Oh, I have to add an addendum to our last episode. This happened after we had recorded our cringe episode. The Hilaria Baldwin shit.
Oh my God. We're going to do
we're done with this episode, but I just wanted to add the addendum to our last episode.
Hilaria Baldwin is bringing me so much joy, even as close as an hour ago. There were new developments. I was following along. Like, everything is so amazing. It's so fun.
I told DJ about it. He became obsessed. So if you don't know, Hilaria Baldwin has passed herself off as a person from Spain.
Of Spanish heritage.
And has had a fake accent. And all, like, it is truly insane. Go down this rabbit hole. You will not be disappointed. Just Google Hilaria Baldwin and see all the content.
Oh my God.
I told DJ about, we're going to do a Patreon episode on this shit because
we have to.
It is rich in entertainment value.
It is so good.
Yeah, I told DJ and he was like, every day he's like, is there any more Hilaria Baldwin content? I need to know more. I need to watch more videos of her saying cucumber. How do you say in English?
Yeah.
Cucumber.
How do you say in English? Cucumber.
Cucumber. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bitch, it's literally cucumber and fucking, it's like something else, but it's like, you're from Boston. You're from Massachusetts. Your whole entire family is a Kuwait.
I don't understand also how people caught on to her, fully commented on like Twitter for like over the past few years. People have been coming out and being like, I went to high school with her in Massachusetts. Her name's Hillary. She's not Spanish. Like, you know, oh my God. But it's been, if you love cringe, but like cringe that is completely harmless. And I say that, like, yes, it's ruining this woman's reputation at the moment, but like, fuck her. She'll survive. She's a billionaire or whatever. Yeah. Like, who gives a shit? That's the kind of like takedown I'm here for. Like, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Yeah. But right now is so good.
What a mess.
What a mess.
So yeah, that was my addendum for last week's episode. Great. We recorded before all of it happened, or else it would have been included in our cringiest moments of 2020. Oh my God. So
P.S. I know that Erin thinks that the Queen's Gambit is the horniest show of 2020. It is Bridgerton. Bridgerton wins.
Oh, I cannot wait to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
It is so horny. There's so much sex in it. It is a hot time.
Okay. I'm going to watch it.
You'll like it. And if anyone's like libido's been feeling low, just watch that show.
Oh, hot tip.
Yeah, hot tip.
You want to get a hot tip?
It'll perk you up. If you want a hot tip, if you want someone's hot tip, here's a hot tip for you.
Your tips will be hot. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. We're done. We got to stop. Oh my God. We're done.
Yeah. I finished my zombie.
Ooh, tasty, tasty. Ooh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Do you remember Y2Que? Do you have any thoughts and feelings on this subject?
Yeah, what were you thinking was going to happen like on December 31st? Like earlier in the night, were you nervous? Were you excited?
Yeah. Are one of your uncles a doomsday prepper because of this? Like, let us know. We need to know.
Or maybe one of your aunts worked on the software.
Yeah, maybe you're
we want to know what's going on. What is your connection to it? Because it's very interesting.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Follow us on social media.
At DTFU Podcast. Yeah, it's all the places. Leave us a review on iTunes. We really appreciate it. We'll read it. We'll love it.
I can't wait to read the new ones. I'm so excited.
Yeah, they're great.
All right. Hey, you guys, listen here. This is your first reminder of 2021 to be excellent to yourselves.
And stay hydrated and be excellent to each other.
Yes. Call your mama. Or your dada. Or your aunt. Or your uncle. Or your best friend. Whatever. Whoever.
Reach out.
Reach out. Reach out. I don't know. Okay. That's it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.